everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Today we're going to be continuing our unboxing of Root. However, this time we're going to be focusing on the Riverfolk Expansion, which is going to implement cooperative or basically solo play into Root, which is what I'm so excited about. This is the reason why this was such a sought-after expansion for myself. And for those of you that want to play Root solo, you're going to need this expansion. The regular base game, which I have an unboxing for on my channel, which is just recently released just before you're seeing this video. Again, we'll show you what's inside that base game, but that requires 2 to 4 players. This will allow for you to play cooperatively or solo. So that's what's really exciting about this expansion. Again, you can see the artwork is by the same individual. The game is created by the same individual, and this is Letter Games. And sometimes when I say that, it sounds like I'm saying letter, like L-E-T-T-E-R. It's actually L-E-D-E-R. So that is the publisher, and we're going to go ahead and show you the outside of the box and then the inside. So this is the front of the box. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the artwork is awesome. I love it. It's very cool, very unique, and when it's on your shelf, it certainly pops. We've got the sides of the box, and of course, I wouldn't be surprised if, yes, every single side of this box has a totally different look, as you can see like that. So let's go ahead and crack into this and see what we get inside the Riverfolk Expansion. So we're going to flip this thing over on the back, and just before we crack into it, I'll quickly read what's in the back here. I'm not going to spend too much time. You can play as a bunch of new factions that are added into this expansion, so the Lizard Cult, the Riverfolk Company, and the Second Vagabond. So that's interesting because the Vagabond made its first appearance in the base game. So the Lizard Cult is going to indoctrinate and dispossess the dispossessed creatures of the woods and spread your creed far and wide. That's their kind of thing. The Riverfolk Company is going to capitalize on crisis and offer services and expand your trade operations to secure your status as a merchant king. The Second Vagabond is complete with a rival Vagabond to gain fame and fortune, while the other factions attempt to secure their rule. And then, of course, down here it says play against the Mechanical Marquise. And this is what allows you to wage war against the Mechanical Marquise in a competitive or cooperative mode. And this is where the solo play comes into play. And I believe it's this individual right here. So, of course, the new boards, new cards, all that good stuff. But without further ado, I want to see what's inside of this. Of course, there's a component breakdown here, what you expect inside of the box. But hey, we're in unboxing, and it's more fun to see what's actually inside of it than talk about it. So let's do it. So here we go. This is the box without any wrap on it. Again, looks fantastic. I love the artwork. Love the base game artwork as well. So this is, I'm glad they just kept going with the same thing, of course. And why would they change it? So first off, if you're familiar with the base game unboxing I did, there's a learning to play book, which is, in my opinion, the preferred way to read the rulebook. There's 2 options, though, for visual learners and for more instructional teaching methods. This one is more of the visual learner's book, which I like better because it has visual pictures and kind of gets you into the action just a bit faster. So this is kind of the breakdown of what you can expect in the rulebook. It's actually very, very small. It only comes to about 8 pages total, and you've got scenarios here for 3 players, 4 players with the Mechanical Marquise solitaire modes right there. So again, there it is. So I'm not fooling you, it's definitely in there. You've got yourself some new tokens here with this one, so just like the original one. Again, I can't speak to what these are yet because I have not played the base as of this unboxing. And we've got some player boards for the new factions. And this one is the one that you'll be playing against in the solo situation, which is called the Mechanical Marquise, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So you've got all kinds of stuff going on here. A lot of it I can't even explain to you because I'm not familiar with it. But you got clearing priority, so maybe this thing goes around the board and just starts messing with everybody, probably destroying everything and undoing everything you've done. There's 2 sides to this. I can't tell if this is exactly the same or not. We got cooperative mode on one side, cooperative mode on the other. It looks like they're identical. No, they're not. So there you go. And then if you flip it over, very different. So I'm guessing at some point in time, potentially, it gets maybe stronger. Flips to this side. This looks a lot more aggressive. I don't know. The Lizard Cult. This is a new faction. So this is one of the newer ones. Very, very cool. So again, you've got your birdsong, your daylight, your evening, which I'm guessing is phases of the whole game. Conspiracies is what you're doing. You've got gardens going on here, lost souls in this section, the outcast, crafted items, and some comments up on top of this board over here. Sorry about that. On the back, we got the faction component manifest, so the number of warriors, buildings, tokens, and other pieces that this particular faction uses. The complexity, card wealth, aggression, and crafting ability, and they all have different... This is where, again, this is where the major differences are between the factions. If you weren't familiar with seeing the original unboxing I did, you'll see right here, using this particular faction, which is the Riverfolk Company, the very back of this actually is very different than what's here. So they have the same columns, but there's differences across the columns, and that's where the factions really change. Plus, these 4 areas here are listed at different levels, different setup, all that kind of thing. So these are the 2 new factions, or I should say there's more than that, because I guess there's the Vagabond in there too. But these are 2 we've gone through so far, besides the Marquise. So let's get this Vagabond out here as well. So there's the Vagabond. Got a satchel here, relationships, indifference. I gotta learn all this stuff, because I cannot explain any of it to you, because I don't know. And kind of like the Vagabond from the original base game, everything's in the other pieces section. Nothing for these 3, for warriors, buildings, or factions, or tokens, sorry. Set up over here, and playing the Vagabond. So each one of them has a little bit of an area that talks a little bit about the actual player, or the faction itself. So you can read that. What are these? What are these? Oh, are these stands for your boards? No way. That's really cool. Oh, that's awesome. Is that for these? I didn't know that. No, is that? No way. I don't believe that's for that. I don't know what this is for. Is it for these boards? Because if it's not, I look really silly right now. I'm not sure what these are for, to be honest. I really don't know. I don't think it's for the player boards. Okay, that threw me for a loop. I did not expect that in the box. Let me see if the rulebook speaks of it. Actually, you know what? The back of this box probably does. So first off, these are the last 3 things inside the box. The back of the box says... it doesn't mention it. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll have to look into that and find out what they are. I'm sure some of you guys that maybe already have it know what it is. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe it is for that. Maybe it's for the board. Maybe it's... I don't know. I'm not too sure. Okay, so we have new cards in here. So first off, there is this bag of what looks to be gems. So there's 3 gems. I have no idea what those are for. Of course, you have the new faction. These are the coolest things ever because the wooden markers for each new faction. There's different numbers of these based on what's on the back. So here's what they look like. They always have really cool eyes, and again, they're very cute. You'll also notice, sadly, it's buried at the very bottom of the bag. There's one black one, and this is the Vagabond. So that's what the Vagabond looks like. Also very cute. There's only one of them. We've got some new cards with this particular expansion. There's not a ton of them, but there's a handful. So I'll open this up and see what we've got here. So we've got, of course, you've got the cards that are specific to the factions. You've got a couple more of these guys, which I believe are... I have no idea what these actually are yet. The Arbiter, Scoundrel, and the Vagrant. Okay. And then, of course, 3... And these are the major cards from the other game. There's different ones here for each of the different factions, I guess. So you've got Spy. You've got... actually, these are all Spy. But they all do different things. Interesting. Not too sure. We're not too sure what that's all about. Okay, well, that is it. That's everything in the box. So I'm going to have to go ahead and double check on these. There is a total of 5 of them. So I'm not 100% sure what they're for. It's kind of embarrassing. I will double check and figure that out. I'm sure in the comments you guys will let me know, but I'll probably have figured it out by the time I by the time you guys actually comment on it, but still do that, because maybe I won't. So thank you guys so much. This was a much quicker unboxing because obviously the box size is small. This isn't a very large box, but I wanted to show you what's inside the Riverfolk expansion. As with all my unboxings, they're very high level because I haven't played the game yet, so the purpose of this is to show you what's outside, the outside of the box, as well as, more importantly, what's inside the box. Give you my thoughts as I talk through it, and then we're going to get into playthroughs and all that good stuff in the future when I can schedule them in. So this is one I am very much looking forward to playing off camera first many times before I bring this to you in terms of a showcase or things like that. So thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, as always, because you guys are awesome, and hope this was useful for you. So thank you, and as always, keep on rolling solo.